tonight, so we'll see.
Sure. Oh, well, I got to move this then. I was going to show you that. But
I got your little Ishapore bayonet.
yeah, I got my. Well, I've been picking grease out of it for forever, and it's the Ishapore pattern SMLE bayonet.
Yep.
And 2 markings on it. Once from when it was made, and once from when it got refurbed. So when they threw all that fucking nasty like enamel paint on them.
Here is what we're going to do to keep you employed gainfully. We're going to decorate these bayonets. Do not need to be refinished, but we are going to employ you for a few weeks, and we are going to have you paint them and then mark them with a hand stamp, and then we'll put them in the arsenal, and you'll never see them again.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I got
Right,
it
weird.
with the right, but like this one was made at the height of World War II. It was made in June of 43, and then it got refurbed, according to the other side, in February of 48. So, and then I got the
There is a
cool.
really good chance that these methods are service against the Japanese and many more too, but probably not.
But and then the shotgun, I ended up buying it as is. I didn't want to sit there and take it apart and be scrutinized with them. Told them I'd give them $200 for it, and they give me all the 410 shells I have, and I get the bayonet and the sling with it, and they gave me a case. Like they gave me like $100 hard case with it for free. So like I came out pretty good, I think. And then I got home and I took it apart, and she needs some work, but I have all the screws that have been stripped, which isn't uncommon for an SMLE to have like the sear screw to be totally stripped because they're pretty soft steel. So I'll have to replace that. And a couple of
It's the best Wi-Fi in the world. It's the best platform it's ever been devised ever.
I tell people I love
dispute
it, but I also fucking hate it, and that's part of the reason I love it. Because
Yeah,
to
I used
truly
to love it.
appreciate something, you have to fucking hate it as
Right, I
much as you
used to
love it.
fucking love it, and it's like the older I get and the more I learn about it, it's like, and the more experience I have with it,
It's a
man,
steaming
what a
pile of dog
fucking
shit. It's horrible.
weak ass platform.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean,
Weak,
it was good at the time because it had 10 rounds. That's about all it had
right?
going for it. That's
If
it.
it works, yeah,
If it works, but there's so many things that can go wrong that makes it so it's useless
yeah.
with that 10 rounds anyways. So, but like I love the SMLE because once again, to truly appreciate something, you also have to just absolutely despise it. But this one, just like yours, has that cool enamel paint all over it. There's no rust or pitting on it or anything. It hasn't had any maintenance done to it in probably 50 years, though. So it also went through a flood. So it was leaning against a wall in a basement for at least 30 years. And I know there was at least
So
2
the
floods.
buttstock's fucked.
The buttstock's kind of rotten on the inside. So it needs a new buttstock, but that's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just 1 or 2 little screws, and it's all good to go. It's immaculate. There's no rust on it, no nothing. So I think I came off pretty good on that deal for $200. So
We'll see when you go out and make a little video. I'm like, I'm gonna run some standard number 7 birdshot out of here. I'm done.
yeah, some number 7 birdshot.
I'm from Canada. If you didn't know.
Well, they gave me 2 boxes of slugs, 1 box of that.
We're gonna be shooting this, and then boom, and it blows up, and you fucking die.
And it blows up and kills me. That'd be
Yep,
totally perfectly acceptable. Somebody better still upload that shit.
It's like, well, Sarah McLachlan will be playing. You know, we'll post it to your fucking YouTube, but we'll have In the Arms of the Angel playing.
Yeah, just
slow mo.
The ASPCA song, yeah. Boom. But it was I took it out and shot it already. It worked just fine. So I haven't put any slugs through it, but
dude, the Martini-Henry.
Right,
this thing
I haven't seen your Martini-Henry.
Well, you see it right there. Maybe it's it's the Martini-Henry wall stick that I have like sitting up against the wall. That's a decoration right there.
Yeah. Well, it's also an antique, so it's not a gun. So
it's not a gun. It's a wall stick.
It's a wall stick for sure.
So when I got it, it's a Mark II with a Mark II block. It's got the upgraded fucking bayonet band or the front band.
Yep, that's pretty common.
But it's dated 1875. The markings are extremely crisp. That's very crisp. The most crisp I've seen on a fucking live example. And when I got it though, the block didn't fall down far enough so you had to like push and then it would go click into the fucking chamber of the casing, and then
Yeah.
it wouldn't extract because the block was sitting too high. And I'm like,
Hmm.
what the fuck? Like, and I took it apart, put it back together. Everything was fine. So what would you think was the problem?
Hmm. Well, it is no. That wouldn't be it. Well, if you cleaned it all and there isn't like an actual obstruction or
Cleaned.
just
It's
grease or
cleaned.
anything like that.
It's cleaned.
Okay, I have no idea then. So I'm not an
The fuck
expert on the
the
Martini-Henry. I know
buttstock
like all the
screw.
models.
The buttstock screw was sticking so far forward.
It
It
was
was
catching.
preventing the block from closing about maybe an eighth of an inch.
Yeah.
And so, but here's the thing: is those things. Well, I'm not going to say that on here. I got banned. They're very, very, very snug. We'll say from the wood.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're a wood screw, but they're also a metal screw, but they're hand lapped
Hand
fucking
fitted. Yeah.
threads. Yeah.
Yep.
And so, tried it with a screwdriver. It kept jumping out of the thing. I didn't strip it. I sent it over to Dave's place, the neighbor. He just took a piece of steel rod after we fucked up many times, and he's like, "What about just putting oil on it?" And I'm like, "Man, it's not gonna make a fucking difference if it's rusted to the wood
Yeah,
or
if it's so if the wood is like so swollen around it, yeah, and just
And
it's not coming
so
loose.
he's like, "Well, this is a fucking like 20-cent piece of rod." He's like, "Hold on for a second." So he bends it. Hey, Marcus, thanks, man. Animate
Thanks, man.
titties. All right, cool. Yes. So he
I agree.
bends the fucking thing. He puts a 90-degree bend on the one end, and he goes to his grinding wheel on the other, and he fucking makes this goddamn tool where he's holding the rifle on a piece of wood, a block of wood in the barrel. It's not like we're putting it on the floor or the ground or
Yeah.
anything. I put this fucking thing into the buttstock, get it lined up, and I'm like, literally, it's like more than a tire iron long.
Just a huge piece of steel, yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, and it fucking unscrews.
Cracks,
Smoothly.
yeah. You hear that nice
Smoothly.
crack of all that grease and everything going?
No, didn't hear the crack, which was good.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear the crack, but it just started moving, and I'm like, oh shit, the buttstock didn't crack, nothing. So it wasn't rusted.
Good.
But so we backed it off. That we function tested it until it was as far forward as it would allow, and the stock was tight, and then we're like, we're
That's
good.
Perfect. Don't touch it ever again, yeah.
So the guy that had it before me probably was like, this thing doesn't fucking work.
Oh, so that's why
it's
you got
completely
it for such a
fucking
good
restored.
deal?
It's
Yeah.
completely restored. No, I didn't get it at Gunbroker. No. And when I say auction, everybody's like Gunbroker. I'm like, no.
No, there's like 20 different gun auction sites you could go to.
There's
And
like
get stuff for pretty
150.
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, this one, I very rarely go on Gunbroker anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's so overinflated on price. Yeah.
Right. But so anyway, this thing, it was $600 all said and done for a Mark II short lever.
That's not bad at all. And I'm really glad that yours didn't get the new stock and the long lever upgrade.
Nope.
Because
Yeah, it's all with cartouche. It's pretty hard to see, but it's the original one.
Yeah, but
It's
after so many years of oil, and they never
Right.
stamped them super deep anyway, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
like
That's a
this
good
shit,
deal.
this shit is pretty cool, and I do have where the fuck?
You got some ammo for it?
No, I have some casings that I made years ago for it.
Oh, there you go.
I could show these on camera, I guess. The fucking 24 gauge shells.
Yep. Neck down to 45 caliber.
Yep, cut down and yeah.
Bam.
Yep.
Martini-Henry is such a fun gun to shoot, and I love how nice they are because even though the ammo's a pain to make and stuff, you get so much more enjoyment out of it because it's a single shot.
Dude, they're fucking nice. Like when I shot that Beaumont Vitali that I had a few years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, it took all that work to 50-90 sharps brass, anneal it, cut it, size it down, and fucking make the bullets, lube it.
Trigger pull to get it to work. It's so satisfying.
Bam! And yeah, black powder cartridges are it's like shooting a black powder musket. Like it's not a kick, it's just a push.
A big push, yeah.
Yep. But it's so satisfying, yeah.
There you go.
And I've shot a Martini-Henry before, and they're really accurate. Like
Martini. Well, there's a reason why Britain was so so hesitant to get rid of it. They're like, they literally built their empire to the largest means it's ever been on the back of that rifle.
Well, and a lot of their colonies didn't want to get rid of it in favor of the 303. They're like, we shoot people with the 303 and they walk away. We want them to drop.
Yeah, you hit them once with a Martini-Henry and they're down. They're down. Like, that's how they literally, Queen Victoria built the empire on the back of that rifle.
Over an ounce of lead hitting you.
Yeah.
At high velocity and accurate.
That's right. That's why they were going to go to, they had this like weird tube magazine in the buttstock they tested for the Martini-Henry.
Well, that's where the 1886 Lebel came from. Like, around the same time, a bunch of people were testing that whole tube stock because it was in the Mauser 7180. Somebody came out with this shit in Europe. I can't remember, so I'm not going to say specifics. But that whole concept was everybody was trying it.
Yeah.
But the Martini-Henry, it's like these rounds are weight-wise too fucking heavy for any spring. That's not
huge. Yeah.
Right. You're gonna have to make your stock bigger. You know. Yep. And they're like, oh, well, fuck that, because the stock of the Martini-Henry is not that big.
No, and then they were gonna do. There was like a weird gravity feed that they tried on it too, because they really did everything under the sun to try to keep the Martini-Henry, and then they were gonna shrink it down to what was it? The Peabody is the 402 caliber.
Yeah, for a bit, yeah.
And then that went under, and they sold all the Peabody. They actually made them before they adopted them because they were so sure they were going to make it. So they started making them. So there's actually quite a few of them out there, and they sold all of those to Bulgaria, I think it is. Bulgaria bought a ton of them, and so most of the ones, the Peabodys you find, are Bulgarian. Yeah. And then they just eventually went to the the number one Lee Metford.
Yeah, the Lee Metford, the long fucker, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and the French were like, we love this round, we love this rifle. It is thin enough. We can make a 7-round magazine, tubular.
Tubular. Yeah. True. But like, you got to think though, the Lee Metford came out 3 years. What was it? 89. It was adopted.
Oh yeah. So I mean,
so like 3 years after the Lebel, but I'd still rather have a Lebel than
compared to a Lee Metford, sure. But like, as far as a Lebel compared to a number one Mark III.
No, number one Mark III. No, but like, the cool thing about the Lee Metford and like the early Lee Enfields with the 8-shot single stack magazine, they had none of the fucking problems that the later SML.
Well, right, because it's single stack.
Exactly. So why did they just keep that? They would have been on par with the French then, which still had the largest magazine of World War I.
Well, right, but
why not just have that rather than building this fucked up double stack thing that just breaks every time you look at it?
What I don't understand is, okay, so at the same time the French thought this tubular magazine thing was a good idea, which it sort of is. Why the fuck didn't they think to like adopt something like the Winchester or the Henry rifles with a fucking side loading a door on the side?
I know, right? With like the King's Gate. That would make sense.
They could have totally fucking done that.
Because
the
1886 Portuguese Kropacek has a King's Gate. Yeah.
See, here's the thing: is like, so if the French would have done that, I think the Lebel 1886-93 would have been the best fucking rifle.
It would have been a hands down fantastic rifle, but that stupid fucking open the bolt weird elevator shit to deal with.
Your pinky or your index finger or whatever, like.
And then trying to do that with like gloved hands or something, or
even with dirt and mud and a panic, it's fucking insane.
Well, like, the 1886 Portuguese Kropacek adopted the same year as the Lebel. They had a gate to just finger cartridges into the side of the gun, so you could keep the action closed and still load the fucking gun.
Right. Even so, with the Lebel, what you'd have to do is you would have to, even if you had to pull the bolt back, right? So that's the worst thing because the ramp, the feed ramp, would have to be pulled back, right?
Yeah.
Like you I don't know.
I don't know why they didn't just do like, because by the time the 93 came out, why couldn't they have just done like a shotgun and just loaded them through the bottom. The elevator works the same
Well,
way as
that's
the
what I'm
lapel on the
saying.
shotgun.
Either one.
Yeah.
Either one. But like, it doesn't work quite the same because.
Well, like they could have made it work though. They could have done that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
so
They
what
could have
I'm
made
saying
it
is like
literally like a
worst case.
shotgun where they just
Right.
load it through the bottom.
I know, but like worst case, you have the bolt back, and
Yeah.
you load your fucking magazine through the side or the bottom.
Yeah.
Because the way it works on a Lebel is you have to have the fucking bolt back and you have to pull the feed ramp up.
Up to have access to the
Yes. It's like a shotgun where you have it like so far back and it'll work. It's a lot different.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's got different mechanics than a shotgun, but it works on the same.
It's way more simple. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, even that, like, okay, I'd be willing to pull the bolt back as long as I could go.
Yeah, and you could just thumb 8 rounds into that tube and call her good. That would have been way better than the whole thing, because especially somebody like you that has giant hands.
Well, and also, what do you have on your
hands?
What do you have on your hands when you're doing that shit? You have a bunch of mud and dirt and shit.
Yeah, and
on
you're
your
just
fucking
introducing
hands.
that to the system.
Right. So yeah, it's interesting. Like,
oh well, what can you do? But hey, at least it doesn't have the magazine that if you look at it breaks like the Lee Enfield. So
yeah.
I hear good things about the 5-round Lee Enfield magazine. So
Well, then what the fuck is the point of having an Enfield?
yeah, pretty much that's the thing. But they made them apparently because there's a lot of countries that you have a 5-round capacity for hunting. So they made a bunch of like, even literally from surplus magazines, they just literally cut them off, cut the spring in half and put feed lips on them. And they sit flush to the gun, so you can't bang up the bottom part of the magazine that hangs up. And they feed a lot better. So
cool. I'll just use a fucking Mauser.
At that point, I was like, well, that's just a Mauser that sucks. Is all
right,
that
it's a Mauser with a lot weaker fucking action.
Yeah, it's just a Mauser that sucks. Is all it is. Yeah, and so, but I feel like that'd be interesting to try one of those 5-round magazines if I could get my hands on one. But they haven't made them for forever, so.
Yeah, and it's like at that point, what the fuck? Like, yeah. It's
at that point you just get a Mauser. Yeah, I agree.
Any Mauser, and it's like
it's gonna be better than the Enfield. Yeah,
you have 303 British to choose from and all these different platforms. Mauser, it's like, well, I'd like less recoil and I like to shoot farther and.
But also, if you take away the 10-round magazine, the Lee Enfield literally has nothing going for it.
Nothing
over any other system. Yeah, nothing at all.
The 693 is better.
Yeah,
than an Enfield with a 5-round action or a 5-round magazine rather. Yeah, so that's saying a lot too.
For sure, but like, I like I said, I love it and I hate it, and I'm glad I can work on them and I know all about them and stuff. But like, I absolutely despise them. I love them, but I think
the number 4 action's a little bit better than the number 1.
Well, it's just because they didn't do as much machining mark. It's basically the same action, but they simplified it.
No,
they
I know.
Strengthened it, and because they saved all those machining marks and stuff on it, and they made the bridge integral rather than a riveted on piece.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a much stronger, much smoother, much less prone to damage action than the SMLE.
Yep.
And it also is just intended to be, while cheaper to manufacture, a much better shooting rifle because they also beefed up the barrel to basically it's literally a P14 barrel on the SMLE is what they based the number 4 barrel
with the lugs.
Yeah, they have the same. Lugs. Well, it's just the barrel weight is the same profile as the P14.
Yeah, but they threw the lugs on there for the bayonet. That's it.
Pretty much. Well, yeah.
On the number 4s.
Yeah, they stick out because they're part of the barrel. Yeah. So, but it's basically a P14 barrel, and that was a fantastic shooting weight for a barrel. So they're like, well, we already have the specs and tech to make these, so that was a really easy transition. And but it's a much better all around rifle. I don't like the safety as much. That's my only gripe with the number 4 over the SMLE, and I don't like the sights as much because I like the notch sights rather than the peep sights.
Yeah, and I like the peep sights because I was raised in America where it's like, your target sights are these.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'd much rather have that very, very tiny, impossible to see U-notch type shit. But I could still definitely shoot with the number 4. So
Yeah, that's the thing is like, given the choice between the two models, I'd definitely take the number 4.
so
Not just because it's newer.
if I had to pick one, it'd be the number 1 Mark V.
Yeah, the number 1 Mark III that has the ghost ring sights and everything else.
And still the big ladder that flips up, yeah, and
Yeah,
the sight radius of a number 4, and
yeah. The aperture sights are something that's like, I was raised on those.
hmm
I was also raised on V-notch, which I can use them obviously, but I think the reason I like the number 4 sights is because it's a big aperture sight. It's not like a precision one, like a
no,
M1
it's
Garand
meant
or
to
a
be huge and easy to see out of, yeah.
right. And so for me, that's so being trained with the precision target sights that are really small.
Yeah, like
When
the
you go
Craig
up to it,
Jorgensen, where it's like you lose your front sight because the
but that's a
thing is
V-notch.
literally
That's
like
a
a
V-notch. I'm
pinhole.
talking like
Yeah,
an M1 Garand, an M14, a fucking even a model 1917. Like
yeah,
that's a very small aperture, right?
yeah,
You have to actually take some time, but like that number 4 is like it's a battle sight combined with an aperture sight
yeah.
because it's
You
so
can use
fucking
it
big.
very accurately if you
It's
slow
very
down.
fucking easy to pull up and
hmm
pop a round off quick and actually hit your target versus like yeah an M1 Garand, a 1903 A3, fucking
Yeah, where you could lose your sight in anything. But I think for me, I'm fine with whatever aperture is the rear sight, but I have a problem with the really like chunky front sights. You know
you
what I
know
mean? Like like the K98 and its big huge barley corn. I have a
yeah.
problem with that.
Well, so do I.
Yeah, I wish the front sight was smaller. The rear
I wish
sight's
that was like
fine.
a Craig. Yeah,
Yeah, I wanted just the thinnest blade they can make it. That'd be the
right.
best.
That's the reason I like
So,
the number 4s is because of the longer sight radius,
mhm.
the blade looks a lot thinner. And it's a lot easier to just go, okay, well, my entire target's not covered by the fucking sight blade.
Yeah, well, it's also
There it is.
still a blade. It's not a huge barley corn or even a square post. So,
Yeah, I don't like barleycorn. I never have.
no, barley
Even though
corn rough.
even though they're very quick to acquire at like within 100 yards, like for combat sites,
Yeah,
they're
it's a
very
great
quick
sight
to
for
acquire.
military for sure. Yeah,
Right, but like for distance and like precision shooting,
no, but it's not intended for that either. But like, I don't
yeah,
like that's the thing I've never got about like on the German rifles was the huge barley corn front sight.
right,
So and the V
yeah,
notch in the rear. That's another thing that bothers me. I'd rather just have a squared off U notch. Because then at least
yeah.
you can see more on either side of your front sight. You know what I mean? Because it's just less
Well,
obstructive
sometimes,
then. Yeah. That's just personal preference though.
yeah. And again, yeah, it's the thing. It's like what works for you might not work for me, but if it works for you, fucking use it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. But so on the Sig 556R that I definitely don't have behind me, if you guys catch a glimpse, this again, it's a wall stake.
Yep.
So that thing, the guy sent me the original, the turret 556 sights. They're like really hard to get here.
Yep.
So that sight is literally a wide V for the battle sight. Okay,
Yeah.
wide V,
Yeah.
the entire front and everything. And I'm like, okay, I'll try this out. And I was actually doing very fucking well with that thing. And never on another gun have I done well with that sort of like wide open sight, but that one actually worked.
Worked fantastic. Yeah.
Yep. So and then Dave went out and shot it, and he didn't like that. He had to use the aperture at 100 yards. So
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, he couldn't use that, and he's like, yeah, it's just. But for whatever reason, it worked.
Yeah. That super huge U notch that's like the size of the whole front sight, not just the front sight
Oh, it's
blade.
bigger. Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
bigger than that. Yeah, it's
So,
insane.
but they work and they're meant to be used for like real close quarters.
Yep, and that's the thing is like I was doing just myself. I didn't film this, but I was doing up down drills by myself at 50 yards.
Yeah.
I was getting them center mass at a really small target.
Yep.
Just walking forward, stop, up, down with
Yep.
that sight, and it's like, I don't need an optic on here.
Yeah, those freaking Swiss people and their dwarf magic when they make guns. That's for sure.
Yep.
The dwarf magic.
Yep.
But gotta get one still. But handgun first. Probably 2 handguns. Gotta get a Tokarev. And I gotta get a 32 ACP because I got all that 32 ACP ammo.
I sent you links, and you're like, no, oh, maybe someday, but this
I
year,
didn't
man,
have the
they're
money
selling
at the
out.
time, but now that I'm paying shit off and we're getting there, so.
Well, yeah, but like what I was telling you is they're not going to be available for a while because of this year. It's been stupid.
Yeah,
People are panic buying, so
for sure.
bad timing.
Yep. And I also got to get the receiver for that L1A1 still.
That they're going to be sold out for until this shit passes.
Pretty much, but
So,
they'll be back in January.
but here's the thing: is they're still making the receivers. They're not making those parts kits anymore. So,
No, exactly. Yeah. So
you got
the
the most
receivers will be
important
back.
part.
I'm fine
Yep.
with that. Yeah.
Yep. You got the
The
most
receivers will be
important
back.
part, which is the kit.
Mm-hmm.
I think after this next shipment, my only treat to myself will be 1 or 2 more of those kits, and then I'm gonna pay off debt for the rest of that shit. So.
Oh, by the way, speaking because Todd there, my stock is in production right now, currently as we speak. So.
Yeah, didn't they say it was 3 months ago it was supposed to be here? But
Well,
COVID.
it was the wood. Yeah, the wood had to come from France. Was the problem?
Oh, the COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, COVID. So.
I'm getting sick of that being used as a fucking excuse too.
Yeah. True. Me too. Me too. Seriously, but like it's 2 guys. I've talked to them on the phone multiple times. Yeah, they literally sent me pictures. They're like, my stock was on the machine, ready to go. So.
Yeah. Well, maybe in 8 months you'll actually get it because of COVID.
Should hopefully be done here by tomorrow.
You literally said that same exact statement about 3 months ago. We can go back in the stream and you said the same exact thing. They said it'll be done within the next couple days.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Because they expected the wood to get here.
Well, why they tell you that it was going to be done within the next couple days if it wasn't there yet?
Because it only takes them 2 hours to make a stock.
Okay, so unless they had the wood, why would they tell you it was going to be done tomorrow if they didn't have it in hand?
Because they expected it to be here.
Well, they're dumb then. They shouldn't say it unless they have the fucking material
I agree.
in their hands. So.
But it's going to be shipped here tomorrow. So. And I'm getting it for really, really, really cheap. So.
I know I've had it with fucking excuses from people from in the US and mostly abroad though. Like, because here's the thing is I bought in shit this year personally from abroad.
Yeah.
And like some shit from Russia that's 6B26, right?
Yep.
The guy's like, okay, you bought this. I just want you to know there's been delays a lot with, the shit that's going on. And he's like, it might take up to 2 months. Is that okay? If it's not, I'll cancel the order. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah. Well,
but he got it sent out right away.
Like 3 weeks because of international shipping.
Right.
But.
He got it sent out right away, and it sat for fucking about a month.
Yep, that's pretty common now. Yeah.
But I got it within a month.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, Russia is one of the slowest places that it sucks to get stuff from right now in this current.
In this current thing, because everything is monitored super fucking heavily coming from Russia. Yeah.
But it seems that all the other fucking 30 plus countries that I've been getting shit from or talking to people from, what's the common excuse for why they're taking so goddamn long, including the United States?
COVID.
Yep. Well, COVID. I'm like, no, you're being a lazy fuck. You're not taking this shit seriously. Like, you didn't want to close the deal. You never fucking did.
Yep.
You just fucking, you're dragging your feeling. I need something to do. Oh,
yeah.
God.
They just want the money. But here's the thing. I haven't paid yet. I'm not actually even going to pay them
that's good.
until they ship it.
And that's fine. But like, it's so frustrating as shit. If you said it takes them 2 hours to make a stock.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did they tell you that it was going to be done tomorrow when they didn't have it? Oh, here's the thing: is if it takes me 2 hours to make a stock and I have the wood, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll have it done within 2 days.
Yeah.
If I don't have it,
I'm not. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'll have it done tomorrow.
So, but
yeah,
it also could have been done a lot quicker if I didn't want the wood that I wanted in. So, I wanted a nice piece of walnut, and the best walnut comes from France, so I got French walnut. And
why don't you just get American walnut? It's fucking 10 times better.
So it's not actually, but
And it's not actually, because everything French is better. Their fucking
no, French
cookware,
people
their
suck.
fucking
But
language, their fucking cuisine, their fucking guns, their fucking army, their culture.
the
Right?
food's pretty good. But
The food's not. It's so fucking overrated.
I actually really like French food. But
Yeah, it's because you're fucking buying into this like, oh, it's so the best in the world. Yeah, okay.
well, I like a lot of other food from a lot of other countries too, and there's a lot of French food I hate, but I tend to quite enjoy a lot of French food. So. But no, the reason the walnut is so good from France is because it's all very protected and old growth. They don't have like tree farms for walnut.
Well, it's not
So
protected that well because they fucking cut it down to make you
they
a gun
do.
stock.
They have cut down a shit ton of them after
Jesus.
2 world wars. So that's why I had to wait a lot for it because I wanted a very specific kind of walnut. And but I could have got it made out of American walnut or maple or anything else, and it would have been fine. I could have got
Maple's the
beef wood
best
stuff.
goddamn wood. That's fucking
Maple,
amazing.
yeah, I could have got because I was actually kind of torn. I was like, do I want it to be French walnut or do I want it to be wavy maple? Because I could have got a wavy maple stock for an SMLE.
And then it would have lasted 300 fucking years before.
Exactly, but I wanted to be authentic with it, so I went to get the fucking walnut, and I'm like, I want to get the best piece of walnut I can because I went out of my way to get new old stock parts for this thing and everything to make sure it was perfect. So I was like, I better get.
You know what's really
walnut.
sad? You know what I found by doing all this shit, like doing a project gun or doing a project helmet or project uniform or putting shit together, is you're going to put all this fucking work into it, right? And I know you'll get joy out of it. You'll make a YouTube video, you get like 20 views on it.
Probably, that's fine.
No, it's fucking, it's just a fact. Even
as
really,
long as
really
I
popular,
get the enjoyment out of it, I don't give a fuck about who.
But
else
here's the thing: is like
it.
even really popular YouTube channels that have guns and shit,
that
they
do
spend
that.
all this time, people making swords from scratch, like they get scrap steel and they fucking forge it and all that shit. They get like pennies. For their effort. It's like, we must really enjoy doing this shit,
Pretty much. I don't care if nobody watches it. I'm just happy to fucking have it done and all that other good stuff. And so they're giving me a huge discount on it because they know they've been making me wait so long and kicking this can down the road because of such and such and yada yada and orders that have come in before mine and stuff that they have to fulfill and whatnot. So they're giving it to me for pretty cheap.
Good.
Yeah. Like over half off of what it is, which basically covers their cost in wood.
Well, it's good because it's like 6 months after the fact that they said they would have it delivered to you, right?
Well, they were supposed to. I made the order mid-June, and they were supposed to have it done, like in the works being made by beginning of July, but they had problems with the wood shipment because France shut down at the end of June, and then it got kicked to August, and then it was mid-August, and then it became end of September, and now here it is, end of September. So
yeah.
But I get it. As long as the stock turns out fucking good, that's all I care about. I'm willing to wait, as long as the stock ends up being all right.
Well, what happens if it gets done and you have zero extra money, and they're like, we need the money now?
I have the money set aside for it. So had the money set aside for it since the end of June. So yeah, I'm super stoked about it. So, and if it ends up being good, I'll buy a stock for the 410 from them too. So this one I'm not going to get made out of French walnut though. I'm going to ask him, what do you have in stock right now?
Right.
So, because it would have been done months ago if I would have.
Aren't the 410s just number one rifles that were so like you can get number one Mark III stock?
Yeah, it's the same number one Mark III stock.
So why the fuck would you wait all that time, spend all that money on that when you can get a surplus one for like $30?
A surplus stock?
Yeah, a butt stock.
You can get butts. No, well, yeah, I can get a new butt stock for that. That's fine.
That's what you were saying was fucked up on it.
Yeah, I can get a new butt stock for it.
So why are you saying you're gonna ask these guys to make you a new fucking?
Because I might as well get a whole stock because it'll match if I'm getting it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I actually have a spare butt stock that I could put on it right now. I have a spare
number one
Mark III butt stock. I'm probably going to
for that thing.
Yeah.
Why would you spend more than it's worth to get a fucking 4 stock on it?
Because I can get it for cheap.
$200 for that thing is not cheap.
I wouldn't be spending $200 for the stock for the 410. I'd get it in not as nice wood and a fairly cheap wood and probably made out of second wood, ones that they nicked or something.
So with shipping,
I'll get it for $80, a whole stock. Great.
with shipping,
And then I still have spare wood, which is good. So
with shipping, you're
I
gonna get
happen to
$80
own
with
quite a
shipping.
few SMLEs now, so if something ever breaks on them, I have spares. Just like I have all these fucking spare extra parts laying around, which I'm really glad I have because now I could fix this 410.
But you can't because you don't have all the parts for it because you need to buy an $80 stock plus pay probably fucking $60 for shipping from the UK.
I have a spare butt stock for the 410.
4 stock. You said you might as well buy one to make it all matching. But you said you literally just said you might as well get the 4 stock to make it all matching.
Yeah.
So you're gonna spend. You said $80. That's the cost, right? Like that's not shipping included.
That is shipping included. Yeah.
Oh bullshit! There's nobody in the world that's gonna make a stock.
That's just the wood. I have to put the springs on it and put the set the rivets and stuff myself.
To do that much work on a piece of fucking wood, they're not gonna charge you fucking $30, you know, because it's gonna cost $50 to ship the fucking thing with all the padding and the weight from the UK to here.
It's not coming from the UK. My stock's coming from Alberta.
You're jumping around so fucking much. Like we were talking about the stock that you were getting from the UK, right?
Yeah.
For your number one Mark III.
My lower stock's sitting right here from the UK.
Okay.
I don't have handguards for it.
You said you did.
Was the lower stock.
Oh my god! I want to go back to that other live stream that we did, where we were arguing about what a stock is, and you said that's a stock, and I say it's a 4 stock, and then the butt stock is a different thing. Whatever. You said you had everything except that piece for your number one Mark III. You literally said you had everything but that, and you said somebody else paid for that, and you didn't have to shell out anything.
I didn't pay for that 4 stock, and I have other handguards, but they're not matching wood.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a buttstock. Like I said, I have a spare buttstock. That was the piece of wood that I was missing that I didn't pay for. My mother got me that as a Christmas present, not Christmas present, birthday present. And I have 2 handguards, but they're not the right wood.
Okay. You're going to spend so much on a fucking rifle that's... I mean... Okay.
What?
You do you.
Whatever. Yeah.
It is what it is. Like, okay.
So, but no, I'm probably not getting a stock for the... I have a buttstock I'm going to put on the 410 for now.
Don't fucking pay money to get a fucking custom colored.
Yeah, I'm not going to get anything at least anytime soon for that rifle.
Because that thing is so fucking pointless. Like, you understand that thing is very limited as far as the pressures, right? Like,
yeah, well, it's a fucking 410. It's got 13 grains of powder in it.
If you're gonna run slugs through that consistently,
no, I'm not gonna run slugs through it
right
consistently. Yeah. So but no, I'm just gonna replace the buttstock on it because the buttstock's kind of rotten.
That's all I was saying. All I was saying is if you're gonna spend a shitload of money just to have it matching on that 410.
No, I could care less right now, but if I have extra money later, I might as well.
Yeah, but you don't right now, so it's
no. I'm not going to do it right now. So I'm gonna. I have the buttstock on it. I'm gonna replace the buttstock and make it work.
Go back to the conversation we were just having, and you literally said, "I'm gonna order a buttstock from those same guys." You made it.
Eventually.
No, but you didn't say that. You said,
"I'm gonna order a buttstock." You're right. I said I was going to order one. I didn't say when. You're right. Sorry. Eventually, I will order one.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, and that's what my counterpoint was like, Why the fuck would you spend
No,
all that money?
I'm not going to order one immediately. I'm not going to shell out money on that if I had all the means to make it fucking work right now. But eventually, I'd like to make it so it doesn't look like a pile of dog shit. You know?
Right, and that's fine. But like, yeah, the way you said it was like you were literally just like me saying I'm going to buy something tomorrow.
I get what you were saying. But when I say
and
I'm going to buy
that's
something,
what I was questioning.
I rarely mean immediately. I mean, it's on the list of shit to buy.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's like when I say I'm going to buy something, and I'm
you usually are like, I'm buying it tomorrow. Yeah.
Like within the next few days, it's going to happen.
So.
And I usually go, well, eventually I'll get this, So that's
for me. It's like I'm gonna buy this, and I put it on the bottom of a long list of shit I have. You're
a fucking boomer in a younger body, is what you are.
I am. I'm very old. I'm an old man.
I'm gonna mail order this, and I'll see it in 7 months.
Still existed.
Fucking Christ! Yeah.
I wish the Sears catalog still existed, but
it's a piece of shit. There's a reason they don't.
That's fair. Yeah, internet. It's a thing.
Right. How do I internet?
You don't.
I love that fucking meme of like the classic meme, not the new memes are so fucking like
they're so terrible and shitty. They're so cringe. And
I like the original one of that old guy like doing this, and it's like how
with the glasses,
I internet?
Yeah.
It was like in 2011 or some shit. Yeah. It's fucking great.
God. But yeah, no. Eventually, I will make it so it doesn't look like a thrown together steaming pile of dog shit. So. But.
Good luck with that. But yes, as long as it's functional, it's fine.
Yeah, it'll be functional once I get the stock off of it. So
should have fucking gotten that fucking case. I'm still kicking myself in the ass. $80 for 400 fucking rounds shipped. $80.
That was
in the original crate, the wooden crate.
Yeah. Well, my little paper wrapped packet is supposed to be here sometime next week. So.
Right, and that's Could have gotten fucking a shitload of those in a crate.
Yeah, well, I spent $15 for fucking 25 rounds of it. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I mean, hey, kudos to the person that bought that shit because they're doing exactly
well, it's just to collect. I'm just because most of them are clickbang and they don't even work anymore, anyways. Because the
I've heard mixed reviews. Like some people have gotten them.
Some of them they work great. Yeah, I've seen that too. And other ones, it's like this stuff is garbage. But I'm buying it basically just to have one round, and I'll try to shoot all the other ones. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I've heard like they are out of those muskets, they're fucking good. So
yeah. So I like because they they bored out the barrel very, very well. It looks really, really good.
Yep.
So, and it cleaned it all, and I was really impressed because with how long it sat and nobody had ever shot it, and it went through a flood. That's the thing. They're like, yeah, this gun went through a flood down in the basement to where water was almost up to the action. And I was like, oh, well, I'm glad I'm getting it for cheap, and hopefully it's not totally fucked. And no, it ended up being just part of the buttstock is a little bit not great, but I can fix it. The rest of it, I was like, this is actually in way better condition than I thought it was going to be in. Because they put all that fucking enamel paint on it and then set it in an armory. So.
Yeah, that paint actually does help. The metal
it works so fucking good. That like whatever mildew and whatever corrosion resistant paint they put on it. Yeah.
The metal parts, at least. Yeah, the wood is, I mean, you're fucked, but.
Well, the two handguards in the 4-stock had so much fucking cosmoline on them to the point where like it was like sticky when I grabbed it.
Yeah, so they're okay.
Yeah, because like they had wiped it off, but it had been sitting so long, it just got to the point where it started to sweat cosmoline,
Yep. No, that's actually good too. There's a reason why when they're going in for long-term storage, because like people aren't dumb. Back even in the fucking hundreds of years ago, they used grease to store metal and wood. It's like, because water won't get to it and won't fuck with it.
Yeah, and so like it works, but like I had to wipe it down and everything up the stock. It was dirty. It was really greasy and dirty, and of course the bottom of the stock was around where the butt plate was a little rotten. But
yeah.
And basically when I picked it up, the butt plate came off a little bit. The screws were sitting in that rotten of wood. The butt plate just about almost fell off of it, and I was like, "Ooh,
Jesus!" Yeah.
But I'll throw a new stock in it because I have one that should be. It's that really dark walnut color that should hopefully match it fairly well.
Yeah.
ish.
And like you said, eventually, like for now, it's just a placeholder to make it functional.
Yeah, it's something I want to be able to use, hopefully. So to do some rabbit
Yep.
hunting or something with. So
I'm burping up some pretty good burps tonight, man. Made a whole roast chicken with
oh,
fucking shallots and fucking butter and thyme and potatoes.
I love. There's something about it's so simple. A roast chicken dinner is like one of the most fantastic meals ever when it's done right.
Definitely expected to have a lot more left over.
Yeah,
And
chicken's not as big as people think. Yeah.
no, it is, but it's like right now I'm uncomfortably full.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I
you
have,
overate a
I have
little bit. Yeah.
yep. And it's we we uh we were both gonna eat the breast, of course, because it's the best fresh. And then I had the wings, then I had the legs, and all of a sudden I'm like, that's it.
All you have is thighs left.
Like I'm
Yeah.
yep, and it wasn't a big chicken either. It was like probably a 3.5 pounder.
That's a
Like
pretty good sized
just
chicken for two people, though. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's a younger chicken, and I was expecting to have a lot of it left over, but we just kept fucking going.
Yeah, but like a fucking
And yeah,
roast chicken dinner is fantastic.
I stuffed it with garlic, onions, lemon slices, and a shitload of butter and salt and pepper.
That sounds
So the
perfect. You don't
inside,
need to do anything else. Yeah.
no, that's it. And so that was stuffed, and I tied the legs shut and everything. And 550 core guts, by the way. So
Yeah.
like, shit, I don't have kitchen twine. What the fuck can I use? Oh, that.
Yeah. 550 cord. Yeah.
Right. But and then yeah, I just took the skin, got the skin loose, and then put the thyme/shallot butter underneath the skin and on top of it on both sides. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Fucking roast chicken dinner is absolutely fantastic. It's one of the best things ever. It's easily one of my go-to meals. The roast chicken dinner. If like you were on, okay, so if you were on death row and you had your last meal, what would it be?
Um
Have you ever read that list of what all those like famous serial
Yes, I
killers
have, and
had
it's
as
all
their
it's
last?
all like
Yeah.
really fucking dumb and simple. Um
There was that one. What was that one guy that just wanted what was it, like a Coke and a Hostess cupcake? Because there's a bunch of them. One guy got like a whole bucket of KFC chicken, and
no, that hey, you know what? I don't fault him for that because that's baller.
yeah, a whole bucket of KFC chicken and like two sides and something else. And there's a lot of them didn't want anything. They were like, "I'm not hungry," so.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be hungry either.
So there was that one guy who was a cannibal and he asked for a newborn child. And of course they didn't give it to him, but gotta respect that. So
1%.
but I think if I had to have my last meal, it would probably have to be honestly a roast chicken dinner with like mashed potatoes and gravy and everything else. Like that's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah, no, that's a really good one. So I'd probably have a combination of things. I would have well, at that point it wouldn't fucking matter, so I'd have Pizza Hut's Wing Street boneless buffalo wings, hot, not the extra hot, but just the hot. I'd have 10 of those or a dozen of those. And then I'd have some amazing spaghetti. Like good spaghetti
Yeah,
with some
good
fucking
spaghetti,
amazing
yeah.
wine sauce, right? And then I'd have really goddamn hearty, like right before I was about to, my last thing that I put in my mouth would be really good fucking hearty beef stew with a really good baguette.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Like
Yeah.
American style beef stew, like the thick
Yeah.
tomato
Like the
base.
thick, heavy stew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with a baguette and a shitload of garlic butter. And then I'd be like, all right, let's do this.
That's a pretty good option. I want a 10-pound bag of popcorn seeds, and you just swallow them whole, so that way.
Well, I mean, a real man would just fucking A real man would fill a fucking bathtub full of baked beans and eat them all until he died.
Yeah, just bake. Yeah. Oh god. And then when you like imagine like, 'cause when you die, you like crap yourself, just baked bean shits
Oh yeah.
all over yourself in the chair. Just really make them work for it. So that'd be pretty great. But imagine like getting the electric chair after you just ate 5 pounds of fucking popcorn kernels.
Then your body just fucking takes off.
Blood all over everyone. It's like coming out of your mouth. And,
There's blood mixed with the popcorn. It's like, we just created a new flavor. We'll have to call it blood flavor for this popcorn. We can market this.
Pennies. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Chinese food and 2 slices of pecan pie. I don't think they can give you liquor in prison for your last
No, they
meal. I
can't.
thought that was a rule. Yeah. Even if it is your last meal.
Yeah, no liquor.
That kind of sucks, but
I would definitely figure out how to get some goddamn hooch, though.
yeah, for sure. I'd want to drink if I'm gonna. It's my last meal. I want to fucking drink.
I don't care how sick I'm gonna get, because guess what? I'm getting real sick soon.
That's right. It's like, get me a freaking 175 of Grey Goose and let's burn this place down.
I will have my last meal. I will have my last few drinks.
That's right.
But I'd probably never do something to get myself on death row, so.
No, I would hope so. I don't either, but you never know. You could always Hillary Clinton somebody. They could just make up whatever they want. This is America, so.
He committed suicide with 3 gunshots to the back of the head from different angles.
That's right. Yep.
Whoops.
Yep, it was a hanging for sure. Oh god. Typical. God. This election. Now, are you gonna do the mail-in voting, or are you actually going in?
Fuck no.
That's what I thought. I was like, I have so many people. I'm like, no, I'm actually going in.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm actually physically going there. I don't give a good.
Not that I don't necessarily trust the post office with.
I don't trust the post office,
but I also don't trust the post office, having had experience with them.
Dude, I work with people in the post office daily for my business.
Yeah, they fuck shit up.
They're all going in to vote in person, so
yeah,
they're all going in to vote for person or
Mm-hmm.
in person. So
for sure. Well, one of the places I actually get to go vote is at the post office, so that's like one of the actual places we get to go to vote. Yeah, is at the post office. Yeah, so. Or I could go to the school, but I don't think the school's going to be open this year because of COVID. So that's normally the 2 places they have open. So
got the coof. I'm verping a lot, man. That
I know, right? It gets
that baked chicken's coming up, man.
But at least it tastes good. At least it's not one of those things where it's like real spicy. Dude, and you burp and then it just hurts.
It's like burping up good Chinese food or Chinese food, American Chinese food.
Yeah.
It's like it tastes just as good as when you ate it. You kind of want to chew on it again.
It helps keep you full throughout the day type of stuff. Yeah.
Or like if you go to a good Mexican joint and you got some good fajitas or some shit, like a good fucking burrito, and you're puking it up while you're burping, you're like, well, this is what they go. No, I get to chew on it one more time. A little acidic, but we're good. Throw it back. That's
still pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I've had worse.
For sure.
Oh god. But
Jesus.
It'll be all good, so but yeah, so I'm looking forward to going into vote. My boss is giving me that day off, so
good. Yeah, I'm definitely
but
going
all my
there.
Other employees get to work because fuck them. I don't care about their rights.
Yeah, and they also probably haven't thought it much through.
No, they're all pretty liberal,
younger people.
Except for me, so they're all pretty liberal.
Yeah, but they're younger and they just don't know why they're voting for so and so, but they're voting for them because, oh my god, all my friends on Twitter say.
Yeah, well, my boss, he's 42, and most of our employees are in their 30s. I'm actually like the second youngest guy, so.
Well, that's because the rioting didn't actually get to where you're at and didn't fuck his business over. If it would have, he'd probably be not so just go with the flow. Fucking yeah.
Yeah. He's full on socialist though. He's like, we got to help everyone we can and pay money for whatever we can.
Well, then have him move to fucking Venezuela or something.
I was like, are you high? So I was like, you've got a jillion fucking kids. I'm sure you.
Right, exactly. Like, why doesn't he donate more money to charity then? You
He
can
doesn't
help
donate
people.
any money to charity, but he's still a socialist.
Right, but like here's the thing: is you could donate plenty of money to charity if you really want to help kids, and you say, "Yeah, we need to help the kids." Yeah, there's plenty of charities that will actually help kids and help people.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So
donate
and
your private money to it. Don't make me
have to foot the
forcibly
fucking bill for that shit.
right
Yeah,
for
I
something that
agree.
I don't necessarily know where my money's going. It's inefficient. Bureaucracy is inefficient as fuck. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
for sure. But like, no, most of our employees are pretty liberal, and then there's one like uber conservative Trump supporter guy, but he's a Trump supporter for all the wrong reasons. You know those
Oh
people.
yeah, just the
Yep.
the typical like the antithesis of like everybody you think of as a fucking leftist, but you think of on the right like
Yeah.
MAGA Trump, you fucking libtard snowflake, that kind of shit. Yeah,
He reminds me so much of do you remember that Saturday Night Live skit with Tom Hanks, the Black Jeopardy one?
probably not.
Oh, you've never seen it. It's one of the more recent ones, but it's like Tom Hanks is like a southern like Trump supporter on Black Jeopardy. And they're asking him like a whole bunch of questions,
Oh yeah,
like black stereotypically like racist like black questions and whatever. And he reminds me so much of that guy. He's like got a goatee and like the shaved head, and he's got the MAGA hat on and like the wife beater and the button-up shirt that isn't actually buttoned,
and that. Here's the thing: is that's a stereotype of like people who support Trump or just will vote for him, not necessarily support him.
Yeah. If you
Uh,
haven't seen that skit though, you should watch it. It's hilarious.
I think I actually have. It was so like unimpressive and vapid that I probably
Yeah,
blanked it from my memory. I remember watching that and it was just like, yeah, okay.
but
But
I
no, I
like
know
how
exactly. I
and
know
yeah,
exactly.
when he wins and he's like, "Congrat!" The host who's also a black guy walks up to him and he's like, "Oh, congratulations!" He drops his buzzer and he like backs up like he's coming to like beat the shit
Yeah,
out of him or something. Yeah,
yeah. I vaguely remember that shit because it was so
yeah,
fucking just whatever.
over the
But
top. Yeah, but
I mean,
he's like
yeah,
that. That's how that guy
those
reminds me.
people, they're like, oh, MAGA and COVID's a conspiracy and fucking blah blah blah. Like they're so fucking ridiculously radical and stupid. I don't like those guys either. Fuck them. They're dumb.
Yep.
Really
Mm-hmm.
dumb.
Yep. And he's now his new thing is we got to get the Supreme Court justice to replace Ginsburg, and yada yada this and that. I'm like, how most of those people don't even vote along party lines that elected them, right? Like historically, and they see like 50 cases a year, if that, and hardly ever do party lines come down to those decisions. And so it's not really going to matter who gets that person in.
Well, it will for this one. As far okay, so here's the thing: as I've been explaining, is like if you get an actual constitutionalist that enjoys and respects the Constitution, understands it, a lot of the Second Amendment shit will get repealed because it will be found unconstitutional. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was. I'm not going to speak ill of her. I'm not going to speak well of her because there's a lot of things that she voted for that I'm like, I don't agree with that. A lot of things she
Yeah, for
voted
sure.
against that I was like, don't agree with that. But also, she did
Yep,
a lot of things I was like, okay, well, okay,
that
it is
makes
what it
sense.
is.
Yeah,
Like you're bringing
yeah.
like it is. She wasn't good, wasn't bad, average. Did her job, did her thing.
Hmm.
Held on way too goddamn long, but hey, do your thing.
Yeah, I agree. She
Now,
should have retired, but she was trying to make it to after the election.
but here's the
So,
thing: is like the one thing that she was really out of touch with, as far as the Constitution, is the Second Amendment. Really out of touch with that.
yeah, incredibly out of touch with that. Yeah.
Really out of touch. And so, if you could have at least three of the justices, at least three,
Yep.
who can talk, to the other six.
About the whole Second Amendment
Like,
thing.
well, here's why I think this, because it's constitutional, like the
Yeah.
National Firearms Act, the Gun Owner Protection Act, GOPA, the fucking NFA, GOPA, and the Firearm Protection. What is the one in the fucking 30s called? I know it's the. I mean, they build on each other.
Yeah.
National Firearms Act. No, the National Firearms Act was in the 30s. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is the
Gun
30s one.
Control Act was 1968.
It was the 60s one. Yeah.
68, and then the National Firearms Owner Protection Act was 86, and that was the machine gun one. So incrementally, it got
Worse and worse. Yeah.
It's all unconstitutional as fuck. It's just, it is what it is. Like it's
Exactly. Yeah.
so
But if we do get some more, yeah.
well, and Barrett, like the woman that the justice that he's been talking about, if you read about her, she's even going as far as, or she's going farther than that. Like I've been saying for several years, is nonviolent felons should be able to own firearms.
I agree.
I don't think you should be stripped of your entire fucking right.
Because you evaded taxes once, you can't own a gun.
Wrote a
Like,
bad
come on.
check.
Yeah.
You fucking stole some shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you fucked up when you were 17. Now you can't own guns for the rest of your fucking life.
Rest of your life. Yeah. Exactly. I think that's
Right.
bullshit.
And
as
so
fuck,
that
I get it. Yeah.
no, but she actually was quoted as saying that she would like to see nonviolent felons be eligible for gun ownership.
Exactly. And they should be able to.
Yeah. So if she says that, that means that she understands the Second Amendment.
She does understand the Second Amendment. So I think most of them do.
I hope
whether they agree with it or not.
Because she's and I looked at her other shit too. Because like I'm not a one issue voter or supporter.
No.
I looked at the rest of her shit. Freedom of speech, freedom of press, the Roe v. Wade shit, which I'm not going
to look at all of that stuff because that's all stuff they handle.
Right, and she's very she understands the Constitution. You can tell that.
Yeah,
and it's like a lot of the shit I don't like because it's protected under the Constitution, but it's protected. And here's the thing: is if you're a federal Supreme Court justice, you better fucking abide by the Constitution and not your political fucking opinion of what that might mean. And that's the thing that Ruth Bader Ginsburg pissed me off on with the Second Amendment.
She got way too opinionated on what it meant rather than reading it for what it is. Yeah.
And it was very obvious, and she even admitted, she's like, yeah, with this I'm
biased on certain things over others. Yeah.
Right. So that's what pissed me off about her, and that's why I'm not glad to see her dead. I'm glad to see her off the panel.
Well, yeah, but she's dead.
Right. That's what I mean. I'm not glad to see her dead. I'm just glad to see her off the panel.
True. So I'm anxious to
resign. They can resign from that position.
But now they're all like, have you seen all the bull crap where they're trying to like postpone the whole thing until after the election? I'm like, that's not how it works. The sitting president gets to decide.
Well, yeah, and they're bringing it back to the 2016 shit with Obama and what's his name that got appointed. But it was a very different situation. Like the Democrats didn't have the majority in the Senate at that point, and Obama and the Senate knew that, and Mitch McConnell knew that. Like, no, we're just gonna sit there and duke it out, and we'll check you on every fucking thing. Now, I mean, Trump's already got the votes in the Senate. That's all he needs.
He can do it. He can put on who he wants, but they want to kick it down the road until after hopefully Joe Biden. Oh yeah,
they'll try everything, and it's like,
but that's not how it works. The sitting president is allowed to elect it. Trump is the sitting president.
The Democrats are still fucking childish and dumb and short-sighted. They just want to change the rules so they win.
Well, here's the thing: they're too busy fucking fighting themselves to win.
Well, they don't even know what the fuck they're fighting for. They're just
exactly. There's so much that they have to figure out before they.
I don't know. Maybe they'll figure something out. Maybe they won't. But I'm just sick of this shit because it's like, here's the thing: is they're supposed to be serving us, you and I, everybody else is watching this.
The people. Yeah.
They're supposed to be serving us, not them fucking selves and their goddamn legacies. It's like,
you know what we should do? Bring the Queen back and make her in charge of this whole kit and caboodle. That way she can point her finger and shit happens.
Right, that's why Great Britain is still a thing. It's a world power and it rules half the fucking world, right?
Well, she did sign. Well, back in the 1200s, they signed over all of that power to be now Parliament. But if we put the Queen in just charge of like being dictator, but she still has to abide by like the Constitution. But she's now just the government.
And you think Joe Biden's geriatric? I mean,
the Queen's 94, but she's still very aware of her actions.
I'm sure. When they parade her out for the 10 seconds.
I do think, though, unfortunately, she is going to probably step down in 2021.
You think she'll step down or die?
I think she'll step down. She's healthy, but she's definitely, you can see it's wearing on her a lot more.
I've seen some really healthy 95-year-olds. You're still really fucking slowing down.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's wearing on her a lot. So she's probably going to give it to Charles next year, if I had to guess. So
yeah, well, I mean, that won't fucking change much.
No, I fucking hate Charles though, so I'll have to change my thing because I'm definitely not putting God Save the Queen on there because fucking Prince Charles is a wanker. So heard it here
Nice
first.
leg spike.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Prince Charles a wanker though, so I'm gonna be not a loyalist for a while because I don't like Prince Charles.
Yeah, that's why I wrote "fuck the Queen" because
Yep,
fuck the Queen and the
I
King.
like the Queen. I don't like her kids though.
She's so fucking fake though. That's the problem. Is like they're not allowed to be real people in the public
No,
eye.
not really. Devin the Menace.
That's pissing me off. It's like if I was allowed, if it was ever possible for me to just sit down with the Queen, not be a dickhead like I usually am. I'd talk to her like I talk to my grandma, right? Very respectful, very not swearing, and just kind of picking her brain, right? That would be awesome if she could actually be herself. However,
Oh yeah, she has so much stories and stuff, but she's definitely very fake in public for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess like behind
they all are. They
doors,
have to
like
be.
the people that know her, she's just like a normal person. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. The good news is fall is among us.
yep.
Yep.
It
The
is
trees
among
are
us.
changing. This is my favorite fucking time of the year. That's why I got it going with this test run of fucking roast chicken. It's a
Yeah.
great
Well,
fall
I'm
meal.
part of it being fall, 80 fucking degrees sure is pretty goddamn hot.
Yeah, but it's not as nearly as humid as it has been.
No, it's tolerable, but it's still hot.
Yeah, today I had to change into shorts. I was like, went outside with pants on, and I was like doing a bunch of work outside, and like, God damn it, it's too fucking hot for pants.
Yep.
Like,
I got up and it was like 52, and even then I was like, I'm putting shorts on. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Because if I wear pants all day, I'm gonna absolutely goddamn suffer.
That's what sucks about this time of year is like
You have to
if
like
you're
wear a sweatshirt in the morning, and then you're just roasting. Yeah.
you have to be fucking bundled up in the morning. But here's the thing: is I've learned with camping this time of year up here, it's like just suck it up in the morning, get cold for a while,
Yep.
suck it up because the
Once you
whole
get
rest
moving,
of the day. Yep.
yeah. Once you get the blood flowing and you get moving, you're fine. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, but yeah, you're gonna pay for it if you put on heavy shit and you just roll with it the rest of the day. It's like no, you're gonna pay for
You're
it.
gonna suffer. No, I'd rather be cold and then knowing that it's gonna get warm than.
You're only cold for about 5-6 hours out of the entire day.
Well, even then, I'm starting before the sun comes up. But once you see the sun like crest the horizon, it's hot.
Yep, it starts warming up quick.
Yeah, so I can deal with that just fine. So,
Yep.
but all that other good stuff. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to what the rest of this year has in store, and it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
All right. Well, this shit's devolving into fucking political.
Well, we did talk about politics, so it makes sense. But I agree, the Queen is immortal.
I know we did. And I usually don't like doing that. It's just so fucking obnoxious. Everybody's like, "Whoa, it's this and that."
Well, there's so many people that are obnoxious, and that's why I like talking to you about it because you make sense. There's a lot of people that I talk to at work about it that have no fucking idea what's going on.
Well, I don't belong to a fucking party, and neither do you. Like that's why it's
exactly. So
all things are bullshit, but you could clearly tell when somebody's really one-sided and they're just like fixated on this shit, and it's fucking annoying. It's like really
it's terrible. Yeah.
Really? See no, this side's worse than the other. No, they're not. They're all the fucking same. There's no side. Here's the thing: is when you say this side, you insinuate that you're on one side, and these people are worse than whatever. And fuck that.
But at least if they're taking a side, I hate the people more that are like, well, I'm voting for Trump even though he's bad, but he's not Joe Biden. It's like,
oh god, that whole lesser of two evils bullshit. Whichever way it falls, I'm like, then don't fucking vote.
Don't vote. You're too stupid for this. Yeah,
too fucking stupid.
We need to go back to white male landowners get to vote.
Well, still, like you're really asking a lot from those fucking morons.
Yeah,
too.
But still, but like that narrow it down a little bit.
There's a lot of really.
That's how it was back in the day. So
it's not bullshit. The GOP blocked Obama. Like, check out more to that story. They didn't block him. It was a mutual thing. They were like, they played the game, and they just go look up what happened in 2013
Yeah.
when the Democrats made it so it was 60% was needed to fucking nominate and all that shit. Just go check that out. Go check that out, and then tell me how the GOP is running their double standard and oh, it was so bullshit when they did that. Nah,
No, but
they
like this one is literally nothing being held up here other than the Democrats want to push it because they hope Joe Biden wins. But like here's the thing. That plan only works if Joe Biden wins.
yeah, they still have plenty of time. Even if he does win, they still have plenty of time. Tim
Yeah.
Pool did explain it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he
So,
did.
exactly.
Go
This
fucking
is
watch
all
that.
just because they have hopes of getting somebody as a Democratic nominee rather than a Republican nominee on the
A white man with land could vote. Well, define land. If they have a quarter acre in the suburbs, they have land.
That's
Lots
right
of
there.
communists. So again, don't speak in absolutes. It's not a good choice. Not a good choice of words.
That's right.
So, but anyway, we'll quote the fucking politics and all that shit. I'm gonna
For sure.
I think I'm gonna go play this new game. Everyone's fucking talking about, even on Discord, called Among Us.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing some people play that.
It's $5.
I was gonna go play some strategy games. I got recommended some strategy games.
What's that?
Like I was gonna play like Hearts of Iron and some other stuff.
Oh, that's really complicated. Yeah.
I kind of like those complicated strategy games.
Yeah, that's the thing is a lot of people do. A lot of people love the complicated fuckers. I like shit like Company Heroes too, where it's like
You just go and do your thing. Yep.
But, I mean, you have to think, and you have to. There's actually strategy involved.
There's definitely like every decision can fuck you.
But it's not as fucking involved, and like you don't.
No, this is a game. Yeah, you have to be incredibly involved.
Yeah, I tried playing Hearts of Iron 5, and I was like, or 4, and
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this is insane.
But I love those strategy games, so I got a couple of them. Like I forget what the new one is that came out, the new like medieval one, too. That's only been out for a little while. I was gonna play that as well.
Yeah.
So
Well, all right, fucking A. Wednesday stream.
that's
It's
right.
getting darker a lot fucking more earlier.
So dark, so early. Yeah.
And it's getting lighter later in the morning. A
Yep.
lot later.
Yeah, there it is. Crusader Kings 3. That's the one. I got to play that too.
No, I've heard a lot about that.
So that one's also very complicated.
Fuck is he doing? All right. Anyway. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the super chats. You guys are awesome.
Yep, thanks for the $10.
Yeah. See you later.
That was loud.
Oh yeah.